Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. As you got, the video is about, of course, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you have faith in the Steelers? Before we get into that, my eye is red right here. I woke up in the morning, my eye was like this. I put a towel on it, and it went down a little bit. It was redder than this. It got me looking like Itachi from Naruto. But I think a Browns fan must attack me in my sleep. I know it's rivalry week, so you never know. You gotta watch out for the Browns fans. I think somebody broke in my house and attacked me in my sleep. And I'm gonna get my revenge on the Browns fans this Sunday when we beat them and sweep them in the season. So hopefully that happens, and hopefully we can go out there and shine. But I got a special preview video coming up. We're going to war and the battle because we heading to that filthy, disgusting dog pound of a stadium in Cleveland. We're going to play the Browns. We're going to beat those little brownies, and we're going to walk out, sweeping them with the broomsticks and, hosting up and being one step closer to being AFC North champions once again. But on a serious note, Browns are a good team. Browns are a good team, but this is rivalry week. I got to bring out the extra black and gold in my blood. I got to bring that out to get that out to the Browns fans. And then next week, the same thing for the Bengals too. But that's a video for later this week. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much faith do you have in the SteelerNation? I messed that whole thing up. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much faith does SteelerNation have in this team for the rest of the season? I've been seeing a lot of people say a lot of different things. See a lot of fans kind of having discourse saying, oh, the Steelers are not that good. The Steelers are, fix this. Look crooked. Okay. Steelers not that good. Oh, it's still crooked. There you go. Steelers not that good. Steelers are just barely winning and stuff. Even though last year we were sitting, I believe, at 3-6, 3-7-ish. This year we're sitting at 6-3. And last year was a transition year, so of course we had a little discourse. We kind of like started off a little shaky and bad. We're on a losing streak and stuff. But this year we're playing good football. We've been injured. A lot of guys getting banged up. We've seen our linebacker Quan Alexander, who stepped up for the other guy, Cole Holcomb, who was playing good football, tore the ACL. And then you see Quan Alexander, who tore his Achilles. So both of those guys are out for the season. So now we got other guys stepping up. Landon Roberts, who's a downhill thumper type of a linebacker. He's going to get in the backfield. He's going to wreak havoc in the backfield in that rushing attack. And then you also have guys like Mark Robinson, who's there too. But we got to go out there and find another guy. We got to find a guy, maybe Anthony Barr. I know Anthony Barr is kind of better in, because his best years came with the Vikings. He played pretty solid with the Cowboys, but he played in a 4-3 type defense a little bit. So it's kind of a little different. He's more like an outside type guy. But Steelers play 3-4 defense with more of the middle, like the inside linebackers, and want them to be in the middle and play in that type of style. So he's a good player, so he probably can adapt to that. But of course, Reuben Foster is on everybody's list as well, because Reuben Foster was a guy we was looking for in the offseason that people thought we was going to sign. We signed Quan Alexander instead. So maybe Reuben Foster, he played in the XFL, right? I think the XFL. He played in that spring league thing. He looked pretty solid. Bring him in. But of course, they're going to bring some guys in-house. They're going to call some guys up. They're going to bring some guys up in-house and just have those guys around, because you just need more people out there, more depth. Because even if they're not really like the best guys available, you just need more depth out there. You can just have Mark Robinson, Landon Roberts, who are your two best right now, just playing full time, and they're going to lead to some more injuries and stuff. So hopefully they find a way to get that done. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I have a 7. Leave me a comment section down below what your scale is, what your number is on the rating. On a scale of 1 to 10, your faith in the Steelers. My faith is a 7 right now. My faith is a 7 because you break it down a little further. The offense, for me, is a 6. On a scale of 1 to 10, I have a 6 for the offense and faith in the offense, because the offense have its moments. The past 2 games, we've seen the rushing attack get going. 166 rushing yards versus the Titans, and then 200+ rushing yards versus the Packers. But it's the Packers. It's the Titans. And I know those teams are not the best defensively. They're still pretty solid. We're not the best offensively, so we'll see what we do against the Browns and against the Bengals rush defense as well. But I'm liking the way our offense is kind of improving in that aspect. Broderick Jones has brought a lot to that team. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, 1-2 punch is looking very, very good, looking amazing. I seen some fans say some crazy stuff. It's a little off topic, but I was in the comment section on Twitter, and they're talking about the Steelers. I always look at the Steelers stuff, see some of the Steelers news and stuff, make sure anything happening or anything around the world of sports. And I seen a fan was talking about, they would ask a question. They said, should the Steelers pick up Najee Harris 5th-year option? I'm like, duh, of course. I think you would hope so. They pick Najee 5th-year option up, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, over with that 24, 25 touchdowns the past 2-3 years, like he's been playing here, and he's been playing amazing football for the Steelers. And one fan said, I don't think so. I think you should let Najee kind of maybe get rid of Najee and enroll the backfield with Jalen Warren and Anthony McFarland. I wish I could jump through the TV screen and slap people sometimes. But you can't do that. You know, I'm not Danny Phantom. I can't fly through walls and stuff. And I can't jump through screens and stuff. But it's kind of crazy though how people disrespect Najee Harris so much in discourse. Instead of being happy for both of the players, being happy for Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren being on the team at the same time, going out there and playing amazing football and having a 1-2 punch. They like to bring it to discourse. And they keep talking about, oh, we should just roll with Jaylen Warren. He's cheaper and stuff. We've seen the Cowboys do that with Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott was there with the Cowboys. Of course, he had his shine, those big time years he had. And then last year he had about 800, 900 yards, but he scored like 10 to 15 touchdowns. He scored about 10 on the ground. He caught a few and stuff. But Ezekiel Elliott still was very productive last year. They said, oh, we're gonna roll Tony Pollard as a full-time back. And you see Tony Pollard is not built to be a full-time back. Kind of like Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren, he has some size to him, but backs like that who are elusive and quick and speed type guys, they're not built to be an every down type back. That's why it's good to have them as a kind of like a relief back, kind of like a relief pitcher. You know, your starting pitcher going to pitch most of the game, but your relief pitcher come in. You hope that he come in like those last few innings and be able to do some things and strike some guys out. So having Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris is a great dynamic duo. It's a great tandem to have together. You trade, you get rid of one. I'm telling you, get rid of Najee Harris, who's that big thumper, who's that guy who can play all the downs, who's not worried about who don't have to go out too often. You'll see kind of the discord. You'll kind of see what happens, and you'll see the team completely different, and you'll see that you made a mistake. A lot of teams have done that in the past, and now they're kind of like, okay, we maybe need to keep that 1-2 punch. But yeah, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. You see your lights in your house, right? Your light in your house, you're like, oh, my light didn't go out yet, but I'm gonna change the bulb anyway. No, you don't change the bulb yet. Wait till it go out, then you change the bulb. So fans just gotta start just like praising the team and just being with the team, and and just like supporting the team. They bring a lot of discourse for no reason. But the reason I have the offense at a 6 is because, of course, the consistency is not high. A lot of inconsistent play. We had a rushing attack going now, but now the passing attack has kind of struggled. I know Kenny Pickett, the commentator mentioned it on the in the game. They said just because he's out there doesn't mean he's healthy. So Kenny Pickett is still dealing with that rib injury, so maybe that's why they didn't throw the ball down the field. He threw the ball 20 plus times, but a lot of stuff is underneath. Connor Hayward catching underneath passes, and Najee in the flat, Jaylen Warren in the flat. George Pickens caught 4 for 45 yards, and then Jesse Johnson caught 1 catch for 17 yards. So maybe a lot of that, and Darnell Washington caught 1 too as well. So maybe a lot of that kind of like underneath stuff was because maybe Kenny is still hurt, and the injury can get the ball pushed downfield fully. But hopefully we get the offense attack going. I don't know when Pat Fryermuth's coming back, but I want you back. Yeah. I want you back. Ooh, baby. I need Pat Fryermuth back on the field because when he was out there in the field, he opened up so much more. You can put him out on the outside. You can put him in the inside. You can put him anywhere around the field, and he made a lot of big plays, and he's very good at contested catches. And having a guy like that, of course, I love Darnell Washington, and I love having Connor Hayward, the way they're doing blocking, and Connor Hayward can catch as well, but Pat Fryermuth is more athletic and more vertical threat tied in. And you see what he did last year and the year before last. You can use him in the red zone especially, and Kenny Pickett had a kind of a good tandem with him, and he played well when he was out there. So hopefully Pat Fryermuth come back and we get him back on the field because he's an amazing player, and we need that extra dynamic factor to help our passing attack. The defense, on a scale of 1 to 10, I have the defense at an 8. At 8. I can't give it a 10 yet because the secondary throughout the game allowed too many big plays to happen. The secondary allowed a lot of big plays to happen down the field. We've seen that on the last drive the Packers had. On 3rd down, they let Jordan Love throw a 42-yard pass to get them in basically the field goal range, and then almost in the red zone. And you see a lot of big-time plays happen. Reed with the big catch. We see other plays that happen throughout the games. You're like, come on, man. You guys have to be better than this. You guys have to play better than this. But one thing I like about the Steelers defense, though, if you look at the numbers, the rankings and the numbers, like saying like, oh, the yardage, like the rushing defense, the yardage allowed, and the passing defense, the passing yards allowed, of course they'd be low numbers, and the numbers can be kind of misleading. But if you actually look at the score totals, you'd be like, the teams are putting up big yards against the Steelers, but they're not scoring a lot of points, a lot of field goals, because the Steelers are playing that bend but don't break type defense, and they're shutting and keeping teams out of the end zone a lot of times. A lot of field goals, especially the past few games. A lot of field goals have been kicked. A lot of things have been happening. A high-power offense in the Ravens, who came to Pittsburgh. I know they had some drops in secondary as well, but came to Pittsburgh, only scored 10 points. You see the Pittsburgh Steelers held the Packers at 19 points, held the Titans at 16 points, and we're going out there and just doing different things. That the Rams, who was coming in, they was coming in hot. They had some big explosive games with Puka Nacua and Cooper. They had all them yards, but only had 17 points. So you can have all those yards against the Steelers, but you're not getting in the end zone. The Steelers only allowing 20 points per game. I know they allowed 30 points against the 49ers week 1, and the Texans, they allowed 30. But those kind of inflate the numbers a little bit. but only 20 points a game. You take that too in this day and age of the NFL, the pass-happy league. Your defense going out there playing that bend but don't break, has some injuries, but you're still only allowing 20 points per game. And hopefully this week against the Browns, we can hold them under 20 and, just keep adding on and keep playing that good defense, that bend but don't break, and keeping teams at the end zone. You can have a field goal, but you're not getting in this end zone for this touchdown. And that's what the Steelers defense has been doing. But I can't give them a 10 yet because the secondary. But I do love the pass rush. TJ Watt, 10.5 sacks so far, interception. And Alex Highsmith has, I think, 4.5 sacks. But Alex Highsmith is second in the league in pressure rate behind Michael Parsons. He can get in there. He's causing a lot of discourse. And his win rate is, it said, I think, they said like he had like a 75 or 65% win rate over the past few weeks, or something like that. Playing some amazing football. It said one of the highest in the league as well. So a lot of his plays when he break in and win like that and pursue the quarterback, he don't get the sack sometimes, but he kind of leads to other guys getting sacks because they're trying to step up. Kendall Benton, same thing, especially last game. We see him just wreaking havoc and just kind of bringing a lot of pressure too as well. And one of those plays he brought pressure, TJ Watt was able to come in and get the sack too. So the way this pass rush is working in sync and it's playing amazing. And I can't wait to see what we continue to do. But moving on next is Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is still banged up. Let me get a sip of water right now. Kenny Pickett is still banged up. Still banged up with the rib injury like I mentioned earlier in this video. I think once he kind of get fully healed, because rib injuries can last. They never told us the severity of the injury because he had knocked out the game against the Jaguars. He came back on an early week against the Titans. And then he played this week too as well, of course, against the Packers. One of those back-to-back games. But it didn't tell us the severity of the injury because we've seen last year when Justin Herbert had the injury to his ribs. It lasted for like 5 or 6 games. So I don't know what the severity of Kenny Pickett rib injury, how long is affecting his game, is affecting his play. The commentators mentioned it on TV, and most of the time they have a little more insight because they got to make sure they say the right thing and they should say some things that are legit because a lot of people are watching. It means that people are watching the games and stuff. So I don't know what's the severity of his injury. Maybe get more reports on that later down the week or something. But hopefully he's good so he can get back to being KP8. But the remaining schedule we have is kind of tough a little bit. A little tough because you got a lot of division games. You got 4 division games. But the other games some games out here that's winnable. Now, I'm not saying that, every game in the NFL is tough because, it's the NFL. So it's going to be very tough to try to win games. But you look at the teams like the Cardinals, you should be able to beat that team. You see what happened last time when Kyler Murray played the Steelers. 3 interceptions, 2 to Joe Hayden and 1 to TJ Watt. He got sacked like 4 or 5 times in that game as well. And then you look at the Patriots, you should be able to beat the Patriots. Patriots on the Discord, they're 2-8 on the Discord's down. They haven't been playing the best football. You should be able to handle the Patriots. The Colts, that'd be a tough one too. They can put some points up, but Gardner Minshew's still a quarterback. Now, I ain't saying Gardner Minshew is bad. He's a solid quarterback. He's solid, but he's still, come on, it's Gardner Minshew. If he was like that, he would be starting on the team. So we should be able to handle that as well. And you got to find a way. Now, the Seattle one is very tough. Seattle won. The Steelers struggled against the Seattle Seahawks. The past 2 matches, I believe we lost those. But we're going to see how that playing out. But we got to find a way to win one against the Bengals. And then we got to sweep either the Browns or the Ravens, or just sweep both of them. That'd be great. Sweep both of them. If we can win all the division games, that'd be great. If we win all the division games like that, imagine that. They're gonna definitely put us in the front seat for the AFC North. This week we can be number 1 in the AFC North. If we win against the Browns, and if the Ravens beat the Bengals, if the Bengals beat the Ravens on Thursday, which I believe that they are going to do, then you see the Steelers, they win on Sunday. They're number 1 in the division now at 7-3, and that'd be amazing. So we're gonna see how this shape out. But if let's say like worst case scenario, we go 4-4 over the next next 8 games. I'm saying 4-4. The next 8 games we go 4-4. That puts us at 10-7, which is a good enough record to make the playoffs. Not to win the division, but to make the playoffs. But we can find a way to win maybe 5 or 6 games like that. So go 6-2 or 5-3. And win like be 11-6 or be 12-5. That definitely can help us win the division and get a home field playoff spot. And you never know what can happen. All you gotta do is get in the dance, and you have a chance to make the Super Bowl. So hopefully we can get there. Hopefully we can have a chance to get there. We'll take a game at a time. We got the Browns coming up this Sunday in a rivalry game. I will be doing a live watch party, so tune in for that. But that's all I got for this video today, guys. If you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out. Now,